Hey y'all, it's Anime Kim, and today I'm going to be reviewing episode 1 of Dr. Stone, and my goodness, this fucking episode was a masterclass in awesomeness because for one, already it's got an interesting premise versus a lot of other animes because pretty much it starts out with everyone in the world being turned into freaking stone, and I was like, damn, that shit was crazy because you don't normally see that kind of stuff in anime. Usually in anime, when there's like a global disaster, it's usually either it's usually like a zombie situation or like fantasy creatures taking over the world or humanity being attacked by gigantic ass monsters, or it's like maybe a setting where there's war between two factions that are like using super advanced technology or stuff like that. And don't get me wrong, I like all that. But this anime stands apart from the pack by having the unique premise of everyone being turned to stone and everyone being trapped in stone for like thousands of years until one day at least two people wake up and then try to rebuild civilization from the get-go. Like that right there is already a meaty-ass premise with infinite potential. Well, not infinite, but you know what I mean. High potential. So for one, this episode gets extra points for being that captivating. And two, before we get to that unique premise, I did like how they gave some characterization to characters like Senko and this one boy, I think his name is Taiji, who's really muscular, that wanted to confess to this girl. But the thing is, though, he really didn't have a chance because everything was turned to stone. But I did like how from the get-go they made these characters likable because while things were being turned into stone, he wanted to take this blast that was making everyone into stone for the girl. Even though it didn't succeed, it helped give off some characterization to the muscle-bound boy, making him an individual you can root for the moment he wakes up. So already narratively, this anime already covers its basis by making him be like, man, this guy's pretty badass. And then you have this guy called Senkyo, who's kind of like fucking sarcastic as fuck, saying fucking shit like, oh yeah, here's a love potion, and the boy that received the offer didn't use it, and then he later reveals to some other kids that, oh yeah, no, that wasn't a love potion, that was just gasoline. And then the other kids were dumbfounded. He's like, yeah, but there was no way you were going to drink that. And I'm just thinking here, oh jeez, this dude. So I also like that too because our other main character, Senko, is a guy that's got some nice comedic jokes, but at the same time he's serious and he's extremely smart. So already at the very least, two of the main cast is really likable, which you would need them to be likable if the premise is Senko and the other dude now from his school. You would need them to be likable if they're trying to rebuild civilization from the get-go. So that's what I also like about this show. Aside from having a nice premise, its characters are also nice and entertaining enough to follow where you actually want to root for them. So that was also pretty cool. And that's why I thought, not only is this anime interesting from the story standpoint, it's also interesting from the character standpoint. Because you have Senku's goal is to pretty much try to get civilization going again, while the other main character just wants to find a way to get not his girlfriend, but the girl that he likes, trying to get her out of the stone and all of that. So I like that. Already there's at the very least two goals that you can root for and for the characters. And aside from that, even though it wasn't shown off specifically in the episode, but the opening does kind of prepare you for there being potentially some antagonists, because there is like these shady looking individuals in the anime opening or ED, whatever it is, that was really well animated, and they look pretty relatively interesting too with unique character designs. So I also like that too. This is one of the instances where the opening makes an already intriguing episode much more intriguing. So that was nice, and that's why I also thought the opening was well done, aside from having amazing visuals, great vocals, it fucking makes you hungry for more content from the series. Then, aside from the pretty nice opening, the soundtrack was nice, the animation was nice, the artwork was unique. Like, you can look at Senko's character design and you wouldn't be able to like compare him to like a character design of other anime characters. That's how unique he is. Like, his character design pops out at your eyes in a good way. So, I also gotta credit the character designer for this. And aside from that, from a story standpoint, this episode made some progress because aside from getting our character some main goals out there with and then seeing everyone turn into stone, and then there being like a passage of thousands of years before you see at least two of the characters get out of their stone constraints. What I also enjoy specifically about this episode was you do get to see them make some plot progression because they make some night toll, they put it on this stone bird, and it's suddenly free, which makes you wonder, alright, that is some nice progress, but it brings up some questions because the girl that one of the boys likes is still in Sun in the opening. So that night toll thing is not going to be an end-all cure-all for all we know. So that is an interesting element. Because at least going off the opening, unless the opening is trying to deceive us, maybe the night toll that Senku made did work. But at the very least, the episode made some progress, and we know at the very least it works on birds. So that was nice, showing off that this episode doesn't dick around, and there was, at the very least, monumental events going on. And that's why, taking all these factors into consideration, I'm gonna rate this episode. You know what? In the live reaction, I said this episode is 9 out of 10 worthy. But now that I've digested more of the content of this episode, I'm gonna give it a 9.5 out of 10. Honestly, a great premise, great visuals, great performances. There's really not much more you can ask for, honestly. And if any of y'all want to see an anime, check this one the fuck out. I mean, I was relatively entertained, y'all. So anyways, everyone, these are my thoughts on Dr. Stone Episode 1. Be sure to comment down your thoughts in the comments section below. Be sure to rate the video, subscribe, share it if y'all want to, and I'll see you guys later if you subscribe for more. Alright, thank y'all so much for watching, everyone. Have a great and safe day. Bye-bye.